Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with Shireen Cable. Today's host is Greg Alberti, and he'll be presenting. If anyone has any questions, feel free to submit them in the question box, and Greg will answer them at the end of his presentation. Greg, that's it for now. You have the floor. It's all yours, ready to go.
Okay, thank you, Julie. I guess this is the virtual floor. My name is Greg. I'm Corporate Director here at Shireen Inc. One of the things about Shireen, and Julie made a very good point, is that a lot of people recognize us as a cable company. Today, I'm going to define Shireen. You're going to look a little bit inside and hopefully give a better view of who we are and what is where we've come from and some of the people who are in this organization. I just want to say good morning and good afternoon to everybody who's out there, and hopefully this 50,000-foot view will give you a better understanding. So, who is Shireen? Well, we've been in business now for well over a decade. We've got approximately 15 full-time employees here. The combined experience of those 15 are well over 80 years in the wireless engineering and telecom world. Our facility here in Germantown, Maryland is approximately 20,000 square feet, where we do stock and manufacture some of our products. We've always prided ourselves in our design and how we develop and manufacture our components. Most of our components are used in the military, automotive, broadband wireless, satellite, and utility and telecommunications marketplaces. Our wireless division it does include many mission-critical pieces that we have developed for the military. We base our information on requests that come into us, but we do not do the RF portion of it. We basically make that portion extend its reach or make it better. We also have a division that is a full-line coaxial and outdoor Ethernet, which a lot of you are probably familiar with. On our energy side, we do offer complete kits from 1 kilowatt all the way to 5 kilowatts, where we've helped some state and federal incentives that we've been able to also do some work in some foreign countries. We have an excellent resource of engineering and production line. Our people have an average of about 8+ years of tenure with the company. One of the important parts of our business is that having many abnormal clients as we do, we have to keep an extensive supply of both common and uncommon type components. Our knowledge runs very deep in our organization. We pull many of our resources and gather data from various markets around the world. We currently supply products on all 7 continents and over 50 countries. We have a very extensive quality assurance program. Our bench testing procedures are quite extensive and are part of every assembled product that leaves our facility. Our president and CEO is Mr. Nusrat Jamal. He leads this organization with complete hands-on capabilities. Mr. Jamal possesses various patents on bidirectional amplifier, has an extensive background in RF engineering. One of the best things is that daily he has interaction with both our customers and staff here, and many of our clients have a very favorable eye on how he is involved. His capabilities are, he brings both engineering and that executive leadership to the boardroom. It's a clear display for Shireen of efficiency and our technical know-how. Our Global Solutions division is part of our company. It's based on a key relationship with an offshore manufacturer. is not a big part of our business, but we have numerous projects on the table and in the pipeline with smaller deployments noted in several remote countries. We do everything from panels to water pumps to street lights, power kits, and power plants. Our enhanced wireless side has a couple pieces to it itself, our Amplification Technologies division. This is a very important part of Shireen, and it's sometimes unknown to many of our customers. This is very important and highly forward-looking division within Shireen. Our customers range basically from some major Fortune 100 companies, including names such as Microsoft, Google, Northrop Grumman, Nortel, Mercedes-Benz, and of course our integral mission-critical supplier to the DoD and military defensive units of many allied countries. Some of our pieces are really to be noted. We do an OEM customized platform, and it placed us in very different types of opportunities, from a level 1 surveillance to the tactical communications and even to a lunar module landing unit. An example is the one piece which is right up in your corner, your left-hand corner, the measurements of 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4 inch PCB. It has the capability of 2 watts of peak output power. This has placed us and has the capability of placing us in many smaller or miniaturized type of devices. We do everything from 300 megahertz to 6 gig. We can do full weatherproofed and outdoor type of BDAs. Some of our most popular BDAs are in the 700, 900 megahertz. We do 1.3, 2.4, 4.4, 4.9, and 5.8 gigahertz. And that will get us ranges anywhere from 1 to 50 watts of peak power. You know, here's some of the applications that have really driven a lot of our forward thinking and component level manufacturing. Situational awareness and reconnaissance through UAVs, UAS, and the robotics markets. We also have the capability of working with Pico cells or small cell amplification, and it's key to extending the cellular coverage in remote or uncharted territories. Our Pico Amp is a tower-mounted device that connects directly to BTS's or the base station transceiver station. We have key partnerships with many of the major small cell manufacturers and integrate with standard-based or software-defined radio-based platforms. Here's a prime example of a 4G LTE solution. These are driving forces in a lot of our relationships. The green device on your left there is a device we've named rightly as Tarnhelm. This device enables some of our military soldiers on the ground to form a bubble, and that bubble has the capability of a 4G LTE network that will enable the soldiers to utilize all the equipment that's being developed for the smart soldier. It weighs about 8.5 pounds. It is carryable, but it's made to be deployable. The one on the right is a less than 4-pound wearable. This also is an amplifier. It connects to some of the LTE and mobile ad hoc networks or man nets that are out there today. And here's a prime example of what our world looks like. We deal with a world that's more active today than it was yesterday, and we work with many of the thought leaders that take us to developing a safer world. But let's go onward to really where we have more specifically some of the products that we're known for, our Telkom and Cable Products division. Our Telkom products really list everything from connectors for coax sizes from 100A series onward up to 600 series, and extends from the UF.L to the DIN, ASIG, and male and female standard. We do a lot of reverse polarization, right angles, left angles, because we are also a custom assembly house. We have a product called Ether Guardian. It is a lightning and surge protection device. It is a weather resistant enclosure. It has punch down capabilities with shielded connectors, and comes in a 24 or a 60 volt model. We also have inline coaxial lightning protection. Here's the real basis of our product line in the wireless WISP marketplace. We have 11 SKUs of outdoor Ethernet and 11 SKUs of RF coax. This has placed us in the market as a key contender against some of the major brands. It has always been reflective back on the type of quality that is built by the Shireen cable product line. As everyone knows, our goal at Shireen is to make sure the Shireen product is available to our distributors, such as Microcom, and capable of same-day delivery out of our current warehouse. Our current warehouse has somewhere close to 10 million feet of outdoor Ethernet and approximately 5 million of RF coax. Again, our warehouse in Germantown and at the port in Baltimore is approximately 20,000 square feet. DC1021, this is basically our workhorse. If many of you have seen this product before, we've have placed this into various marketplaces, but it can be used in almost any outdoor situation. It even can be lightly buried, though it does not have a gel fill or gel tape capability. It has a durable outdoor jacket. It has a Dow Chemical of DFDG 6059 placed into the jacket for UV protection. Our foil is a very durable foil. Our twisted cables are true AWG 24 solid copper. Here's another example of our products, the DC1042. This is a Cat 5e shielded with dry gel tape. So taking that 21 and extending it just a little bit further for potentially either a moist or wet environment. The dry gel tape is a relatively newer technology versus the original icky pick or wet gel that was placed in many of the cables in the past. One of our newer products is a Cat 6 product. It is the DC2022. Now this is a double shielded outdoor Cat 6. You can see by this drawing that there is a braid overlapping the foil shield. Again, our Cat 6 products are all splined and true AWG 23. That shield, that braided shield, is 95% coverage. Many people have told us that that makes it a very stiff cable, and it's probably more than we need. But for us in the current situations and some of the testimonials that we've gotten back, which I will share with you, one very important one, we believe that the 95% is very important. part of shielding, as with any, I guess, process, is to make sure that you do have a proper shielded connector. We very recently have released our Smart Feed product line for connectors in both Cat 5 and Cat 6. Our Cat 5 and Cat 6 do not need any special crimping tools. Our Cat 5 is designed for Cat 5 only. There are other products on the marketplace that will share a connector for Cat 5 and Cat 6. We have two separate connectors for that, and for two separate reasons. One of the things about this is that it does use a gold-plated contact, and it is a 3-prong. This is important, especially when you're using a solid core. It does have dual grounding, both internal and an external drain wire tab. Again, having shielding is an important part of having shielded connectors is an important part of having a good shielded cable. Our Smart Feed Cat 6, well, it's engineered specifically for Cat 6, and we don't specifically mean that for our product alone. It does have an external metal strain relief. It does provide for an excellent ground when using that braiding that comes with the DC 2022, or if you just push back any foil on a Cat 6 shielded cable, such as the DC 2021. I made a statement earlier about it being a 3-prong connector. Here's really what we're talking about. That connector that's being pushed down onto the cable, our connectors are 3-prong versus 2-prong. When you use a 2-prong, you risk the capability of an inferior type of connection to that core. Basically, when you look at this, and it's as small as it is, and you think about how important it is, it's important to remember a high-quality cable can be easily defeated by a low-quality connector. Conversely, a high-quality connector cannot and will not improve the efficiency of a low-quality cable. We very recently have announced a couple new products besides the DC 2022. We are trying to react to what the market is driving. We know that gigabit Ethernet is important, but we also know that true gigabit throughput and/or delivery requires that you move to fiber. A lot of people out there are replacing the Ethernet on their towers with fiber, and in a response to that, Shireen reached back into its engineering resources and developed a product that we think carries all the qualities that we have always placed on our products, and is providing a very efficient, low-cost, high-quality alternative to Ethernet on the marketplace. This product, the FP1204, the FP, of course, stands for fiber and power. The 12 indicates the size of the copper, 12 AWG, and the 4 indicates the number of single-mode fibers that are located within the actual cable. This cable is peelable so that when it's brought to the top of the tower, it can be pulled apart and placed within either jacketed ports or within a fully covered box. The jacket is UV rated and is capable of light burial. 12 AWG will also give you the capability of running as much watts that should be required to power many of the tower switches that are out there today. Again, Shireen prides itself in its design, so putting a product like this out, which is something new for us, has to carry the qualities that we normally put into our products. Here are some examples of what a cable like this can do. The shot up on the left is a HD camera setup. Shireen runs the cable to the box, and then still today, unfortunately, many of the cameras require Ethernet interface, but that high quality video is being transferred back via fiber. The product on the right, the Blighter BE400 series, is an amazing product. It's a Doppler radar that delivers a 24/7 surveillance capability. It actually can detect a person at about 6 to 7 miles away. It also can detect large moving vehicles at about 15 miles away, and then can cue the camera to follow that as the vehicle moves. It's basically out there for our military defense. It's also used in many compounds to do things such as detect small consumer drones or unmanned aerial vehicles. It's basically one of the world's first anti-UAV defense systems. So from what I understand, it could detect a drone up to 8 miles away. The device on the bottom is what we are all beginning to see, is that the RF manufacturers out there in the unlicensed world are providing an SFP port with DC power, so that a product such as the FP1204 simply at one pull provides it all. Our next product that is also a fiber power product is the DFP1246. DFP being data fiber power, 12 again being the size of the copper, 12 AWG, 4 being the number of fiber single mode fiber cores, and 6 being a additive piece, which is a shielded Cat6. Now, many people have asked for this because it adds an additional value in the way of a backup in power, out of band management, or even the capability of control and command of different types of RF equipment at the top of a tower. One of the important things is that these spools on the 1204, the FP1204, come in 1,000 feet. We can get larger, but the DFP comes in 500 feet. The size of that cable is approximately the size of a 600 series coax. So anybody familiar with RF coax knows it's a beefy cable. It does hold its shape. We have fillers in there so that it does, and can be easily pulled up a tower of I don't want to say any distance, but should be up to 300 feet. Here's an example of where that cable can fit. Some people might recognize that device. That's a single pull into that. They have a draped cover that will pull taut on this cable and provide everything that device, that tower device, provides. There are many other tower devices out there that we interface with. This is just an example. Here again is another example of it being pulled. Fiber ports on the right, power on the left. We have relationships and have secured some, I guess, advanced design with some of these manufacturers that you see here. We know that there are many, many more coming soon to a distributor near you, but here's just an example of where our fiber products can work. Well, that's basically a wrap up on our cable products. This is a simple reminder that electromagnetic interference is an important issue out there. Shireen's cable has been developed to allow for a significant amount of that EMI to be reduced. We see that EMI in various types of deployments, from just a crowding of RF equipment to acts of nature to man itself being implementation of the problem. Here are some simple guidelines. Choose the right cable. I guess the right cable is always Shireen, if you would be on this side, but just make sure that you do. Use a cable that's suited for the application. If you're going to bend it too much, you can tear the foil. Consider using a braid. Just make sure that you have it properly grounded. Simple tests can allow you to do that. Low resistance should be your direct path to ground. Most connectors out there will allow for a full 360 termination of the shield, and make sure your connector offers that effectiveness. Don't try to save some money on a connector that doesn't give you what you need. And conversely, avoid paying too much for a connector that gives you more than you'll ever need. But and of course, ground the cable at the end. That will, of course, eliminate any of the noise-inducing ground loops that can be or will be caused by a poor ground. I'm going to have a little giveaway, and then really this is the end of our the webinar. But first person to type in who can identify where this is, we've got some prizes that we will give out. Here's a prime example of an overcrowding of a site. The clue to this site is along with the Empire State Building, radio technology rescued this tower from imminent destruction. I want to end this with a testimonial by a gentleman that you may recognize. The name of the company is High Speed Link Internet. The gentleman, Alex Phillips, who is president of WISPA, identified a problem, and our 2022, our Cat 6 with the braided shield had come to the rescue. I won't go too far into this, except that Alex tried everything he could before he tried our cable. Once he put our cable up, and I just talked to Alex the other day, and this is now 6 months after it's been installed, that link has yet to go down. So here's a prime example of an FM tower problem being solved with a proper cable. Well, again, I do want to reach out and say thanks to everybody. I hope that, first off, you will consider Shireen for any possible deployments with our cable. Second, I'd like to thank Microcom, our key distribution partner, for the efforts of putting this webinar together. If there are any questions that we can answer now, please. If not, forward them on to your Microcom rep, and we will immediately get back. So, Julie, I'll throw it back to you.
Thank you, Greg, very much for your wonderful presentation. And it looks like we do have a couple of questions, but maybe first, you mentioned whoever types in, yes, perhaps first identifying one. that screenshot you gave us. Let's see, I've only got 2 people that jumped in and gave a guess.
Okay.
First guess, somebody just threw in a city name of Toronto.
You know, being in Canada, being in Toronto, you're close to the, I guess what I want to say, the language that would be spoken close to this. So maybe there's another clue.
That's a nice clue. Okay, and the other interaction here is somebody just jumped in and asked, is it the observation deck?
Of?
It doesn't say.
The observation deck is correct. It is the observation deck of the Eiffel Tower. So.
Oh, the Eiffel Tower. Oh, somebody said something. Okay, they jumped in and said something else. So Eiffel Tower, because you did give that clue about, French.
Yes, there was a French, and the Eiffel Tower, and historically was to be torn down because of its irrelevance after a period of time. But RF has saved it.
There was the French connection was there. But we do have some questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here. Where are some of your other warehouses?
Okay, our other warehouses. One of the programs that we have established with our distributors is that they are full stocking distributors. So, Microcom is a warehouse for us. And when they hold our product, it should allow for, the redistribution to potentially people on the West Coast or customers that do hold them dear.
Got it. Thank you so much. Let's see, we've got another question. Do you have comparable product sheets for upselling against your competitors?
We do have some matrices that were put together that allows you to look at some of the other manufacturers who are out there. What I would suggest, rather than, because a lot of customers aren't really looking at our full line, but they rather have looked at one or two SKUs and have currently in their network again, one or two SKUs. If that's possible to pull those SKUs, I can help put together a matrix that will go qualify our product against those SKUs that are currently being used. If that makes sense?
Sure. Yes.
Go ahead.
Can you also tell us about other locations where you manufacture?
About other locations where we manufacture. We do manufacture our cable offshore. We buy our copper as a commodity. Having that capability allows us to use, and which we've been using the same plant for now well over a decade. Our plant is not fully assigned to our product. It is assigned to another major manufacturer. We are very fortunate in our relationship that we can take our product design and utilize a product line, personnel who do manufacture a well-known product and place their knowledge into, I guess, our line as it rolls off the production facility.
Thank you very much. Got another question for you. Can you tell us a little bit more about the cable that you have that is compatible with IgniteNet?
That would be the one device that, the one product that is directly compatible with the IgniteNet. I really didn't put that product on review. We have worked with IgniteNet directly, and we have provided and have private labeled a product that is identical with respect to the single mode fiber. There's 4 strands of single mode fiber, but has a reduced size on the stranded copper. It is a AWG-14. It's been tested. It has been reviewed by their engineers, and it is a product that will, I guess, have all the capabilities in the way of UV. It is a tri-mies. It is adequate for light burial. It just has a smaller gauge copper, basically because that was developed so that in their millimeter wave product, it will be going directly to that product. rather than to a towers type switch and having to repower multiple devices, such as the switch you saw in the presentation.
Thank you, Greg, very, very much for answering those questions. And I believe that's it. That's all we have for today.
Okay.
And for everyone attending, if you have any further questions, of course, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. If you wish to view any of the products mentioned today or shown, please visit us at www.microcom.us. or contact your sales rep in addition to that. You can also know that the webinar presentation is recorded and will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel. So if you would like to reference it again, you can view it again on YouTube. Thank you very much, Greg from Shireen Cable, and thank you everyone for attending today. Have a wonderful day.
Wonderful. And Julie, you'll forward me the name of the